is it about East Coast growth? That's where I want to get to right now with y'all. What is it about these East Coast? They so jealous of each other. I have never seen such a jealous group of men before in my life. And it hurts them that Jay-Z right now is a billionaire. It hurts them that Jay-Z came from among them and moves the way he does, and they have to sit in silence under him. And so no matter what Jay-Z does for them, it's never enough. It's never enough what Jay-Z does for these East Coast. This arrangement that Jay-Z had is a standard business arrangement. Okay, now you got all of these podcasters and former rappers who says, oh yeah, Jay-Z is a capitalist. He's always been for himself. But you guys have double standards. You lie through your teeth because you are all capitalists. We are all capitalists. You are only not if everything you do is for the good of everyone else. And in this space, that's what you are too. It's hypocritical to say. So now, just like black people, once we don't like one thing you did, we start telling you about all the things you ever did in your life that we didn't like, right? First, it's the Target boycott that you have the problem with. Now, you want to bring up the NFL. While everyone in hip-hop culture has benefited from Jay-Z's partnership with NFL. Everybody got a take about Jay-Z now and this Target fast. This is Ray Daniels.
Yeah, I feel like people are catching on to Jay right now. I think people are tired of him.
Okay, now we're getting into the weeds. This is your real problem. Catch what he said. I think people are tired of him. Now, Ray Daniels right now lives in Atlanta. I give him that, but he's from New York. Or if he's not, he spent a good part of his years in New York. I don't know what it is about him. They jealous as you would think that they would come together as a community. All of these boroughs, you can say, oh yeah, he's from the Bronx, he's the Queens dude. It don't matter. When you get to the South and you get to Atlanta, these guys may have beef with each other behind the scenes, but they ain't coming out in public trying to smash each other. There's a unified front when they leave home. Even in New Orleans, few people knew that Cash Money and Master P's label, those two heads, did not really get along. And only insiders mostly knew, or if you were from here. But when they left home, it was a unified front for Southern rap and hip hop. It was a unified front for New Orleans. It was a unified front for Atlanta. It was a unified front over there with Jay Prince and them, with Scarface and the whole 9 yards. Those dudes may not have been getting along internally, but when they left home, they supported each other. You will never get that out of these East Coast. Between New York, Philly, Gilly, all of them people, they all hate they hate for somebody else to get ahead of them. They so jealous of each other, it's worse than women. And it's mostly those people who have such a big problem with Jay-Z. And the rest of the online noise is people that's following suit. Because this Target relationship is not a relationship. It's a release of vinyls for music. And not only will Target have a release for vinyl for music, many other places will have a release for vinyls for music. So you say, Dr. P, what you getting at? Is this ever going to come together? What are you talking about? Yes, I am talking about the 10 rap commandments. What are we doing in our community? Or maybe it just gets you clicks. You tell me. But for me, it matters that we protect the architects because the other side would love to tear them down. What are we doing, people? Now, when you consider the 10 rap commandments, you have to ask yourself, so Dr. P, what are the 10 rap commandments? The 10 rap commandments were kind of orchestrated back in the day. Everybody remembers Biggie going, the 10 dope commandments, but we're talking about the rap commandments, the ones that we're supposed to adhere to in the rap community to preserve hip hop. And we respect them and we honor them and we expect our leaders in the community to use them as a framework for preserving hip hop. And rap commandment says protect the architect. Is that too much to ask? Because right now, I don't feel like we're protecting Jay-Z. So Hannah says, hip-hop says it loves its architect, but the real test is whether it protects them when they move like businessmen. I agree, because you can't project. You can't pick and choose. You're either in hip-hop or you're not. And if you are, you have a similar responsibility as everyone else who are real purists and real hip-hop fans. It is our responsibility to protect our culture. Rose Clemens says, they just don't like Jay-Z. Nail on the head. Bam! Bam, Miss Rose. You hit the nail on the head. They just don't like Jay-Z. And it doesn't matter what he does. It's never enough. He could give them his neck off his shoulders and they would ask for his head. It's never enough with them. Rose also says, so what's the big deal? To me, there's no big deal. Because for me, when he releases Reasonable Doubt, I'm gonna be front row. I'll be ordering mine. And just like the rest of them with that yapping online, they will also be ordering theirs. Trust me, this is about internet fodder and people trying to insert themselves into a conversation. It should be a non-factor. Even people who spoke out like Joe Budden, he's accepted sponsorships from partners like Prize Pick, Amazon, McDonald's. What are we doing? I mean, when you look at other artists, people like Drake, he almost serves as an ambassador for Steak. And Steak's leadership has documented political affiliations that many critics would likely oppose. Yet I don't hear nearly half the same energy directed in his direction. I mean, MAGA even chose to use his album as a blueprint for their commercial. Capitalism is not hidden in hip-hop. Hip-hop would not survive without capitalism. You have to sell records, people. What do you want? What is it that you want? You cannot have your cake and eat it too. Jay-Z has always promoted ownership, investing, and wealth creation, which is one of the pillars of the 10 Rap Commandments. He has always promoted marketplace wealth and preserving the culture. And then let's not forget this Ray Daniels, who says hip-hop is sick of Jay-Z. No, right now I'm sick of you, sir, because you are one of the biggest capitalists in Atlanta right now. How you calling Jay-Z a capitalist when you're one of the biggest capitalists in Atlanta right now? And starting this new YouTube channel, I just heard you the other day ask for somebody to join your membership. Is that not capitalism? So at some point, it stops looking like accountability that you guys are calling for. It just looks like resentment. It looks like East Coast dudes resent Jay-Z because he's more successful than them. And if I'm a lie, prove me wrong. Show me in writing, show me in action that any of them have donated more time and money to social justice than Jay-Z or his wife, even in his music. One of our forgotten commandments of hip-hop says respect our architects. That's what I'm here for. Another version says protect the founders and OGs. And I think that's exactly where hip-hop may be losing its way. And it's our responsibility as elders in hip-hop to call it out when we see it. Now, nobody's saying Jay-Z is above criticism, because he is not. Jay-Z is a human being in a human body. He shouldn't get a pass. He should get grace, understanding, and this should be well thought out critically. And it has not been. It's just been a lot of people blabbing their mouth without real facts. When hip-hop spends more time tearing down its architects than defending its legacy, we create a dangerous vacuum. The kind that protects somebody like Drake, who is not even of or from this culture or this country, and tears down one of the architects who built the forum for people like Drake to survive in this industry. History will show that whenever a culture stops protecting its own leaders, somebody else will step in and rewrite its story. It is our responsibility to make sure that never happens. While we're distracted arguing over vinyl releases, the industry is actively elevating voices with no Black lived experiences. No voices to protect Black lived experiences, to interpret those experiences, to define and profit from a culture that they didn't build. Let me know what you think about this issue in the comments.